Alright, so welcome to the second episode of Is That All? This episode is going to be fears. As you can see, we've got Chris back, and for the first time and the first female guest, we have Caitlin over here. So again, that's Mike. I'm Kevin.
My name is Chris Bates. I'm Kevin's roommate. I was on the last episode. I'm here because I have a few pretty crazy fears. A little weird.
My name is Caitlin Proto. I'm a friend of the show, and they probably asked me to be on the show because I have a ton of irrational fears.
Alright, so the way we're going to run this episode down is we're going to go over our fears first, and then we're going to probably go on to the craziest fears you've ever heard.
I don't like heights. I get kind of queasy when I get up high. Yeah, this past year I went to Grand Canyon and scared the shit out of me. You don't realize how high that is or how close you get to the edge before you actually get there. You look down and it's just hundreds of feet down and it's scary as hell.
Yeah. I don't really like heights that much either. I think my biggest problem isn't the heights as much as it is I'm worried that with other people, they're like, hey, guess what? And then it'll just be a joke, but then it'll all go downhill. And I'll just, and then I'm gone. Yeah, no, literally downhill.
I don't like heights either, except I'm more so afraid of falling than actually being up high. Yeah, I also don't like when you're swimming, you can't see underneath you. I feel like that's kind of related to the heights thing.
Yeah, because
my feet aren't on the ground.
It's the same, just depth in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Fears or heights don't bother me.
Yeah.
Oh, freak. No. I'm a roofer. I'm used to being up high. You fall, you get back up.
No.
Have you ever fallen off the roof?
Yeah.
My biggest one is probably, I don't like heights, but my biggest one is probably bugs and spiders and that kind of stuff. I don't know what it is. They're not, I can deal with certain bugs, like ladybugs, caterpillars, but then just some bugs, I just don't like it. Don't like them being near me, touching me.
Like beetles. Certain beetles are just weird looking.
Hissing cockroaches.
Cockroaches?
They're kind of awesome.
I don't know, I don't know. And so to go on the story of insects and spiders, I've always said that the biggest fear I had of spiders and that kind of stuff is being in the shower or being in the bathroom, like getting ready to get in the shower where you are naked and the most vulnerable to spiders. And somebody, Chris, said that, oh, what are you, stupid? Because what's the worst that can happen? Oh, is it going to rape you in the shower? Yeah, guess what? How was that, Chris? How was the spider in the shower?
It was awful.
Did it rape you?
It kinda. I had like a 10-minute fight with this spider. I felt violated after. I didn't even want to shower anymore. I just wanted to get out. It just would not go away.
So vulnerable when you're naked and then it's just there.
I'm naked, I'm starting my shower, I look over to grab my soap, and it's like on my soap. And I could see it. It was blinking at me. It was like,
yeah. It's giving you that eye? He was gonna
just
take
one
it?
out of the many that it had.
Do you also don't like bugs?
I don't like spiders either. I'm afraid of everything, maybe. No, this one time I was asleep in bed, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I felt something go across my arm. And I was like, oh, I don't know what that was, but it was huge. I turned my light on, and I'm not even exaggerating. A spider was this big, and it ran across my arm, and it took me an hour and a half to kill it, and I used a baseball bat, and it was really aggressive. I have a picture of it. I have a picture of the spider, and I will send it to you.
Alright, I will put it right up.
It is terrifying.
Yeah.
I've got a spider story. Spiders don't usually bother me a whole lot. It's just, another vulnerable situation. I was in bed. I'd already read for a bit, shut the book, turn off the lights. I was just dozing off and I felt something tickling my thigh. And I just reached down and threw it against the wall. I wasn't even thinking spider, snake, whatever. I just threw it against the wall and I heard a splat. It was one of those garden spiders, you know, with the asses that are like the size of the end of your thumb? Splattered on the wall. The rest of it is trying to walk down the wall away from its splattered ass, and I killed it.
No.
But
I've thrown like phone books from like 4 feet away, just be like, die! And then hope it killed it. And then if it didn't, then I just don't sleep for a while. I'll just sit in the other room for God knows how long. Because no, not like it.
Spiders don't normally bother me unless I'm naked. The fear of spiders is very similar to like the fear of like mice rats, like people jumping up on chairs to get away from it,
Mhm.
when it's just trying to book it to get away from you.
Yeah, it doesn't really want anything to do with you.
Yeah, it's just, but people are terrified. My sisters, they literally trapped a mouse under a bucket and they didn't know what to do with it. They're standing up high and they can't do anything, but they've trapped it, but they won't go near it to get rid of it, and they're still standing up on the chairs and couches. I don't get it. I would say my biggest fear is fear of not being able to breathe or drowning. It's roughly the same thing. I do have asthma, so it's one of those childhood not being able to breathe. But just the fact of not being able to breathe, like, it's the worst feeling ever. Like, I should be able to breathe. Why can't I breathe?
It's like a helplessness.
Yes, there's
Yeah.
nothing you can do.
Yeah.
It
Makes
just sucks.
Okay, so I kind of not confused, but I associate fears and things that cause me great anxiety, basically the same thing. So the first two are pretty normal. I'm afraid of birds and fish. Birds, I had a pet bird when I was younger, and it got loose in its cage and it got caught in my hair and was like flapping around in my face, and it was the most terrifying thing ever. So now I do not like them and cannot have any birds anywhere near me. And then as for fish, I also had pet fish when I was younger.
And then it flew in your hair and then it flapped his wings in your face.
No, they like all committed suicide and jumped out of the tank. And it was like on a shelf above my bed. And they laid on my bed and I came into my room and they're like flopping around on my bed. And then I moved my dresser and I like reached behind it one day. I pulled out like a dead fish and I'm just like scarred for life. And it's terrifying.
Maybe it's just that you're a really horrible pet.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You should not have pets.
My dogs like me. Kind of.
Kind of.
They haven't committed suicide yet.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
No, that's good. That's
Not
good.
yet.
That's because you keep feeding them. As long as you
Yeah.
feed them,
Yeah.
the dogs
Dogs.
will come back.
That's true. So birds and fish, absolutely not.
I don't have a problem with either one of them.
No, a little weird, but
So, so my next ones are kind of completely, no one else probably has them.
Probably not.
I have an irrational fear that I'm going to get a ticket for littering.
That is very irrational.
Yeah.
It is.
Don't throw stuff on the
No,
floor.
it's completely irrational, and my thought behind it is it would be so embarrassing to have to explain that I got caught by the police for littering, and it's like such an embarrassing ticket and something to have on your record. So that's another one. If you ask any of my friends, if we're going out for like a car ride and we have like food and like, you know, little ketchup packages, I am looking over my shoulder if I ever throw anything out the window.
Why don't throw stuff in the
I know,
window?
but they do it all the time and peer pressure and I just can't do it. I can't do it.
I guess along the same lines as that, and you were in the car when it happened, just speaking of driving, I had the fear, and this is probably the most irrational one I have, is that, you know how like when you're going down a road and it comes to like, you're like, oh, I need to turn around, so you pull into somebody's driveway? My fear was always that I would go to pull into somebody's driveway, and the person behind me, that would be their driveway.
That actually happened to me.
That happened to me. I was literally in the middle of telling Chris that that's what I was afraid of, and I turned, and then the person was waiting for me to get out of their driveway, and I was like, this is the first time I've ever done it. What happened?
it's funny.
So I barely do it now. I'll just drive around the block. I don't like it. It scared me once. It happened. I said it, and then it happened, and then I was like, I have powers.
No, it does happen. Don't like that either.
Of all the houses on the street, you picked that
No, I know.
one.
Okay, holding babies. I
Oh,
don't like babies.
gosh.
Like I'm fine with babies as long as they're quiet, but holding, especially like a newborn. Like I've had people. There was one girl I used to work with had this preemie baby, and it was like the smallest little human I've ever seen. I think he was about 7 pounds when she brought him in. He was already like a week or two old, and all the girls were passing him around. They said, "Do you want to hold him?" You know, big Mike. You know, throw the big guy this little tiny baby. And obviously, I said, "No, I don't hold the baby."
Yeah.
Next thing I know, basically throws this thing at me. I'm holding him like this. Like I don't want this baby near me, and I'm afraid he's gonna like jump out of my hands or something.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. I'm afraid of dropping them. I'm afraid they're gonna.
you're gonna
Have some-
crush them.
yeah,
like,
no,
you don't know how to hold them
I'm
right.
Same boat. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not my baby. I don't want to like, oh God, no, what have I done?
Yeah.
Now I've retarded your baby. Like that's literally what could happen.
I broke your kid. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, no, same thing. The first time I ever held a baby, I was having the biggest panic attack. Like my hands went all like after I get back, my hands are all numb. I couldn't get my breath back. I was like, I don't know. No, I don't like it. I don't. It's not mine.
And so many people find it funny to watch you squirm for it.
Yeah, holding this little tiny baby, and the moms are normally like, "Oh, you can't hurt it. Don't worry about it." Like,
you want it? You want that? I can break this thing. Really?
Yeah.
I can.
Again, certain bugs don't bother me. This wasn't a bug, as Chris already said, but just the thought of it and the fact that I couldn't see it. So we're driving, the windows down, and one of the little fluff ball, dandelion pollen things flies in the window, and it's like right by my face. And I'm like, oh god, it's a bug! And I assumed that it was some sort of crazy bug.
That's awesome.
And stuff like that always bothers me because in the almost 24 years of my life, I've never been stung by a bee. So I always assume when something's flying at me that it's a bee and it's going for the kill. Like it knows. Yeah. Somebody's told it, like, here's your target, go get him. Yeah. And I'm going to get stung by a bee.
It's virgin skin and just sting the hell out of you.
Yeah. And my luck, I'll be like super allergic, like, and just fall over and bleed from my eyes or something. I don't know what happens when you get stung by bees and you're allergic. I just assume
you throw it close.
The first time, nothing. The second time is generally when the actual allergic reaction starts.
Well, then I'm golden. I just need to never get stung, and the first time will be good.
Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
Dr. Chris Bates? You got more?
One of mine is I have fear of eyeballs. I don't like people touching their eyeballs. Like, touching the actual, like, I can touch my eye, but with my eyelid, but just touching the actual eyeball is just so gross. It makes me gag.
So, hey, Mike, I feel like this bothers you as well.
Yeah. Actually, I'm not all that interested in seeing eyeballs being touched either. So, yep.
See, I find
like people in their contacts where they're like, just digging it out.
See, I find that funny. I don't find that Chris is fine, but I find it funny with you because your tattoos, piercings, the other piercing story. Yep. Yet the eyes bothers you. That I find that really funny.
Yeah, it's just the eyeballs. That's what it is. Like, I would love to get colored contacts or something, like those freaky contacts. Even if I could get them in, I would never get them back out. Yeah. Like, it would just be there. No. Like, if I have eye drops, I have to put my head back, close my eye, put it in my, like, by my tear duct, and open my eye just to get it in.
See, I have to do that too, and it's just because I can't look, like, I can't, as soon as I see it come to my reaction, just close your eye, I don't want something in your eye.
Yeah. But I can do the eye drops, no problem.
What about, besides the eyes, what about the belly button thing?
Yes, the belly button. I hate my belly button being touched. Anybody else? I can touch other people's belly buttons, but I hate being mine being touched. It makes me gag and almost throw up. Like it's.
Can we see?
No, you can't.
First time he told me, I thought he was like semi-worried as like a self-destruct button. Oh God!
Well, no,
I'm still gonna do it to you in your sleep. You know that, right? Like I'm gonna wait for you to fall asleep. I'm gonna come in your room. I'm gonna start poking your belly button.
I'll probably vomit in my sleep.
I hope so. That's what I'm hoping for, and I will film it for you guys.
I'll take one for the team again. All for the views on the internet.
Oh right. All right. I guess we're back to you. I seen you have a couple more. I would hope.
Well, really, one that I think is probably the reason you made me come on this.
It's definitely the reason I
worked with you for like over 2 years. I tried to hide this, and the one day you pulled a box out, and the inside packaging was like velvet covered packaging, and I just freaked out. I cannot stand velvet.
So it was almost like
this right here. No,
so
I'm not. Seriously, like I can't touch that. Like you have to get this away from me.
You know how hard
I knew you were gonna pull it out. I do not like it.
I go to leave, and then somebody was like, "Hey, didn't you need this?" I'm like, "Yes, I did."
No, seriously, like, I'm like sweating right now. It's terrifying. I don't know why. The feeling of it is the most terrifying. Like, I'm so stressed right now. I don't know.
Did you, like, get molested with velvet? Like, somebody with velvet gloves?
I don't think so. I'm it's not.
One of those weird fears.
It's almost as bad as people on Maury, but I'm not going to like cry about it. That was pretty close though.
So
why'd you throw it away?
I don't
Had a
know.
good
when
show.
you were a
semi-bad.
child and your mom took you to the bank, you never touched the rope that.
No, oh that no.
Separate.
Wait, what about
Okay.
Santa?
Okay.
He's
No,
kind of velvety.
I was always upset about this because when I was in like grade 8, it was really super cool to wear those velour tracksuits, and I wanted one so badly, and I just couldn't even wear one.
Where were you in your grade?
I was like, wait, no, I was like 11. Well, I was like 12.
Yeah, we were almost the same age. Nobody was
I know.
running around.
Oh man, people were running.
You were
in
around.
high school full of
You were
pimps.
in Coburg.
High school full of pimps. That's all I was
Seriously.
Bravo.
It
Pimps
was
and
terrifying.
hookers.
Oh my god! And then when you get a sweater, like I got a sweater one year and it had like velvet across the whole back of it. I put it on, I threw it out like right away. I just can't do it. I'm so stressed talking about this right now.
It's not really a fear that I have. I don't like clowns. I know that there's a lot of people that are afraid of them. Caitlin?
I don't mind clowns actually. I think they're pretty funny. I think
No, nobody thinks clowns are funny.
I think
Even
they're
if you-
hilarious.
they're creepy.
No, okay.
Well, funny.
I think it's hilarious that people dress up as clowns and they look so stupid. That's why I think it's funny.
No,
I take pleasure in other people looking stupid, so.
well, me too, but not. That's just sad.
Well, I figured out the reason why I don't like clowns. With all the makeup and all that, and they've put on a big goofy smile or a big frown or whatever. When somebody's wearing a mask or obscuring their face, sorry, I'm going to totally read this. It blocks my emotional intellect from allowing me to determine how someone is feeling, thus not being able to make me or let me self-monitor my own emotions. What I'm saying is when somebody's angry, you kind of mirror it a bit. When somebody's sad, happy, whatever, you mirror it. Which you're doing right now.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I understand what you're saying.
So you can't do that when somebody's like got a mask on or
I see what you're saying.
the paint. And I think that's what bothers me about it.
I get it. I just don't like because they look like idiots. I mean, like you said, you laugh at them. I was like, what idiot.
The only thing scary about them is the Gacy guy.
Yeah, John
Oh,
Gacy.
yeah.
That's terrifying.
I also don't understand why people. So don't if you're watching, don't do that for your kids. Don't get like a clown for their kid's birthday. Like who does? Get something. A magician is 100 times better. Like, I would rather you get a mime. You can
No,
ruin it again if you don't.
no.
I can read it on your
Okay,
paper.
it like causes me great anxiety when people are talking about me. I know they're talking about me in a different language that I cannot understand.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody likes
No,
that.
No.
it's terrible. I don't like it.
And I'm not a fear. I
have a fear
I
that
don't
people are
like.
talking.
I think it's
When
rude
people,
and rude. Yeah.
I guess the fear is more when they're speaking a different language. I'm always afraid they're talking about me.
See, that makes more sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's.
There's a good possibility they are.
Yeah, that.
Especially if you go to get like your nails done or.
Yes.
You got the odd point at you, and then.
I don't know if that was.
That sounded like a weird sneeze or like a super racial like noise.
Yeah, you can take it as that.
I'm,
I'll go with
Uh,
racial.
No, the rest of us are racist at all.
no, this is just
This
Chris.
is Chris.
I'm not racist.
I
I
was-
was very much.
I'm not racist. I
multicultural
hate
fan.
everybody.
Okay.
Except for our viewers.
Yeah,
Oh, I love
the
you
viewers
guys.
are great.
Sometimes.
So I guess that leaves the awesomeness of Maury.
Yeah.
So I think we watched a couple the other
Yes.
day, but I think the worst one that I saw was mustard. Because I just don't understand at what point in time, unless somebody's squirting mustard in your eyes,
That's
which
why she was afraid of it.
should be was it actually why she was afraid?
It says she's afraid after her coworkers squirted mustard.
Oh,
in her
after
eye.
Everyone, it was probably by accident. But like I would only be afraid. So normally when somebody goes to spray or squirt something, you like blink and you flinch because you don't want to go in your eyes.
Yeah.
That's what it's. But like it was just like mustard on a plate, and she's like running around screaming, "Oh guys, mustard!"
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I can imagine. All I can imagine is if you ordered food from like, a fast food place, and then there's like mustard on the wrapper, like what she would do. Just like throw it in like, oh my god. And it would be like the driving thing all over again. She'd like stop so they just get out of the car. I need somebody to get this mustard out of here.
Pretty funny to see.
It would be pretty. I think that same woman was afraid of pickles.
Oh, see.
I think it was mustard and pickles.
Yeah.
She could never go out to like
Anywhere.
fast food restaurant.
The one that bothers me
Pickles.
is the one where people are afraid of pickles, but they're not afraid of cucumbers.
Yeah, that doesn't make.
No,
any
it's the
sense.
exact
Like,
same thing.
the fact that you threw Dill in it, now you're scared.
Now you've created a monster.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Ooh.
That was for you, John. Did you ever watch more?
I've seen a couple of them. There was one that I saw that she was afraid of balloons, which again is a weird one.
See,
Balloons or just the latex itself?
no, like balloons and then like popping.
Oh.
I don't like popping, but I don't think I'm afraid of it. Alright, so another one that we saw was the cotton balls.
Oh.
See, that they dressed the man
Okay.
in cotton, but that's somewhat frightening.
It was. The man, like, okay, so this person was afraid of cotton balls, which I don't like velvet, so I can understand the whole texture thing of the cotton balls. Like the
squeaky-
sound of it.
Yeah, I don't like the squeak.
So I can get that. I'm not going to run
Okay.
away screaming from one, like,
No.
that's stupid. But terrifying when they, like, dressed the guy up, like, covered him in cotton balls, and had him come out, like, it's
Yeah,
like,
and
oh,
it's
like,
not-
chasing her.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like we just put like a couple cotton balls on
No,
Mike
it was
and then he walked out.
covered.
He looked like a big giant cotton ball, like a big like marshmallow cotton
Just
ball
put a
man.
picture of it.
The Stay Puft Marshmallow
I'll
Man.
see what I can find.
That's what he looked like.
It's kind of a dick move to do that. Like,
Yeah, like, exactly.
And,
You-
like, he was going,
you
like,
took-
running around going like this.
Yeah, like
"Ah!"
being scared. Woo! I'm a cotton
Yeah.
ball ghost. Like it was like to the fullest extent of like that. Oh, you're afraid of a cotton ball, eh? Like woo! Here's a man made of cotton balls. Now you should be. Now it can move and come at you and
Yeah.
strangle you to death. Now it's the most frightening it could possibly be. Terrible idea.
Okay, so that's it for this episode of Is That All? We put up a new episode every Friday, so make sure you share, comment, and subscribe.
Don't forget to like.
And like it. Of course you like it. You're watching it right now. Why wouldn't you like it?
Like it. Love us.
We need acceptance.